Hello, everyone. Welcome to College Math and Statistics, Math 153. My name is Kyle Hoffman, and I am the instructor for the course. The purpose of this video is to just provide a brief overview of how to navigate D2L, Mylabs Plus, navigate the course, get your assignments completed. So starting out here from the homepage for the course in D2L, there always will be a weekly announcement. So notice this is the first announcement for the course. In my announcements, I'll always remind you of upcoming due dates, tests, things of that nature, important announcements. And again, those will go out weekly, so look for those. We're going to start with clicking the Content tab here. And like the name suggests, we'll select the first option on the upper left-hand corner, Getting Started. So under the Getting Started tab, there is some welcome resources from the math department at Delaware Tech. In particular, if you've never had a math course at Delaware Tech before, it might be something to take a look at. Some success tips. Instructor information is a good tab to keep or make note of. Just a brief bio of myself. We've got my email here, which is definitely my preferred way of contact. I always respond within 24 hours, usually quicker than that. Any questions at all that you have, if you want to set up a Zoom appointment with me to meet one-on-one, that's something that can be done. If you notice, my student hours are here. That's by appointment, so just let me know if you've ever wanted to meet with me. We can set something up. I've got a Zoom link here. So if we ever do get an appointment scheduled, it will be as simple as clicking this Zoom link here to join. This is an online course, so there will be no regularly scheduled meeting times. However, I'll still be available to work with you and all. So make note of my email, again, my Zoom link, if we end up having an appointment, and then these are my hours of availability. So good tab to have in mind. I'm going to go back to the Getting Started tab. Let's see. So we've got a communication plan. It's nice to look over. Just outlines the methods of communication. We'll do those weekly announcements. Again, we'll see the due dates. Discussion boards. I'll probably have a discussion board open just as a means for you all to share ideas with one another. I don't anticipate having an assignment tied to the discussion boards. You'll get your progress updated in gradebook. If you notice, there's a grade option here at the top of D2L. Any changes to the course, of course, I'll announce. And make sure you're checking your email because, again, email is going to be our primary source of communication. So it's the primary way to access me, and all of my announcements and things will go out as an email in addition to being on that front page of the course. So keep that in mind. Go back to the Getting Started tab. All right, so you've probably already found the course overview section if you're watching this video. So I'll skip that because that's where the video is located. To Getting Started. Going the course overview just tells you the general synopsis of what the course covers. So here's a syllabus. If you're interested in viewing the syllabus, it's there. Course policies and expectations. Make sure you take a look at that. Just highlight, again, the materials you need. You will need a TI 83 or 84 graphing calculator in particular, so make sure you get a hold of one of those. This course uses these calculators a lot, so you want to make sure you get this specific model calculator, either the TI 83 or 84 models of calculator, so that you can follow along with what the course does. And then there's just some write-ups on academic integrity and all, exams, more on exams as we move forward in the course. Projects, homework, etc. All of our work is going to be accessed in Mylabs Plus. I'll make sure I show you that. But make sure you take a look at that. Back to Getting Started here. So we've got evaluation measures is just a write-up on where your grade's actually coming from. Take a look at that real quick. You get 75% will come from tests. There's 5 unit tests plus a final for a total of 6 tests. And the final is mandatory, but one benefit of the final is it'll actually replace the lowest test amongst all 6 tests that you take. So assuming the final isn't your lowest test score, it will count on its own, but also replace the lowest score amongst those first 5 unit tests. That's a nice policy to help people out. We're going to have some quizzes, 1 quiz for each of the 5 units, cumulatively worth 10% of your grade. Homework's worth 10%, and then we will have a project or 2 worth cumulatively 5% of your final grade. Let's go back to the Getting Started option here. If you're not familiar with Mylabs Plus, I'll make sure I cover that here in a second, but this is a write-up on how to access it, how to log in. Again, this is where all of the work for the course, homework, quizzes, tests will be found. So make sure you're familiar with how to access Mylabs Plus. I'll actually provide a brief synopsis of that in this video here. Let's go back to Getting Started. And then, of course, we got a schedule. Schedule is a nice thing to make note of because it's a real easy way to just stay organized as far as what's due for the week. In my announcement for the week, and then again the schedule, I made note of what's due. Again, by this week, I mean the end of next week, so that'll be September 6th. You want to make sure you get these first two sections of Mylabs Plus done. The getting ready for Unit 1, and then that section titled Functions. Okay, so that's the schedule. I believe that's it for getting started, but let's just make sure. Yeah, so that's it for getting started. Okay, so we know this week per the schedule, we've got to get this getting ready for Unit 1 and functions out of the way. They're Mylabs Plus homework section. That's what's due for the week. And this pattern will continue throughout the course, so let me just show you. So we're on Unit 1. So when we click on Unit 1 titled Functions. If you click the Functions option, this is a quick write-up on what's covered in Chapter 1. We have the textbook resources, which include PowerPoint presentations, and then we also have videos. So for this first section here, Functions and Models, Functions, make sure you click on the PowerPoint. They're full of definitions and examples, just key concepts to consider for this first unit here. And then you also want to watch the videos. I might clean this up a little bit. The 153 videos are kind of sporadic. They're all, and I know it looks like a lot of videos here. However, most of these videos are very short, less than 5 minutes. So I would suggest viewing all of them. However, I may go back and just focus on the key videos and then leave it up to you to find the extra videos in Mylabs Plus. But for now, let's just say we want to watch all these videos. Okay. I might clean this up though. So upon reviewing the PDFs, watching the videos, taking notes, if you scroll down, there's actually a link to Mylabs Plus, because we're working on the homework. Now, you don't need to use this link. You can always just type in the URL. I'll type that in for you real quick. It's dtcc.mylabsplus.com. It's the fast way to the program. That being said, of course, you can use the link, right? So if you use this link, go back, it'll take you to the Mylabs Plus. I'm going to log out to show you how to get logged in here. Now, if you've never used Mylabs Plus before, you should see a page like this. Your username is going to be your Delaware Tech username, which is the same as your email without the @DTCC part. So, for instance, mine is just the khoffman9. Your password, well, it's not my password, but your password will be math student, all lowercase, no spaces. Math student, all lowercase, no spaces. So hopefully you're able to get in. Once you're at this page here, assuming you're only taking one math course for the semester, you should only have one option here, but make sure you click the 153 course. And this is the Mylabs Plus page, which again will be the program that will facilitate all of the coursework as far as getting your homework done, quizzes, and tests. So I think the easiest way to navigate this page is to just go to the Assignments tab. And wait a minute. There we go. I got to do a little differently because I'm on the instructor's end. So if you just go right down the list, it's a very easy way to navigate the assignments in the class. Remember from the schedule, we said getting ready for Unit 1, and the Unit 1 functions are what's due by September 6th, the end of next week. So I'm just going to give you an example of what that looks like. Okay, so you open up the unit, you click on a homework question, and it should take you to something like this. Let's see if I can find an example that's a little more conducive to what I want. All right, so here's an example. Gives you a table. You've got, it says y is a function of x, and it gives you some various values of x and then the corresponding outputs. So ideally, you having watched the videos, looked at the PowerPoints, this will make sense to you and you'll be able to answer it. Now, let's say it's not ringing a bell or you need some additional help. The question help resources are very useful. Students like to use the view an example. If you've had a Mylabs Plus course before, you're probably familiar with this option. What the view an example does is it takes in a similar problem, usually with different numbers, and just step by step as you hit the continue button, will walk you through the steps needed to complete the problem. Now, this is a relatively simple problem, so there's only 2 steps, so we got to the end quick, but that's a really helpful resource. There's also a link to the textbook, and I'm a big fan of the Ask My Instructor option. If you click on this, well, that's not available to me again because I'm the instructor. But if you click on Ask My Instructor, all you got to do is click send from there. You can also write me a message if you'd like, but you don't have to. What it'll do is it'll send the problem to me, and then I can respond to you individually with a email response or a video response. A lot of times what I'll do is I'll end up making a video response and posting it in the course so that everyone else can see the response as well. But feel free to send me as many questions as you'd like from the homework. As you complete the homework, your score will populate. If you get the question wrong, it'll say, no, that's not right. It'll maybe give you a hint. It'll give you another attempt. If you get it wrong again, it'll give you one final check. And if you get it wrong again, it'll give you the correct answer. And then from there, you want to make sure you click a similar exercise. Now, this actually has multiple parts to it, so let me just show you what that looks like. Okay, so if you get the question wrong, you want to make sure you click similar exercise, a similar question. If you just click next question, you won't actually get the credit for that problem. So you want to make sure you do a similar question, having reviewed what your mistake was, and then from there, you can answer the question. If you get it right, it'll say something like good job or fantastic. And then again, we got another one here. Let's see, 3. And if you get the question right, now it's okay to click next question. If you notice, your homework score will populate. Okay, so you want to complete all of these homework questions for those first 2 sections by the end of next week. And we'll save. I don't need to save again. Let's close this. Ignore my cats running around. That's my cats. So we've got, again, these first 2 sections to complete. Now, additional resources that you have. As I said, I was going to try to clean up these videos a little bit that are in D2L because the way it looks, might look like there's a lot of them. Another way to access the videos and some additional resources actually is from the course home in Mylabs Plus. If you click on multimedia library, you can isolate a particular section. You know what? Let me go back to assignments just real quick so you can reference one more thing. Assignments. All right. So next to each section, if you notice, there's a chapter. This book's a little weird. It's a composite of multiple books, so it's a little bit difficult to navigate. But for, let's say, Unit 1, it says CA1, right? Well, when you go to the main menu, when you go to the multimedia library, if you select CA1, it'll give you all of the textbook resources for that particular chapter. So that includes, multiple videos. There's the textbook itself. There's those PowerPoints that were found in D2L. And then if you're interested in these animations and guided visuals and whatnot, you can do that as well. Okay, so I'm actually running out of time. I've got a 15-minute window for these videos. So, but hopefully that makes sense. That'll get you started. Again, you can access all of these materials in D2L, but they can also be found in Mylabs Plus. Okay, so our goal for the week is to get those first 2 homework sections done, and then make sure you're following the schedule for upcoming due dates. Look for my announcements, and please feel free to send me any and all questions you have via email. I'm looking forward to working with you all. Hope we have a nice semester, and take care.